thank all the spectators for coming today, and of course I would like to call on our chaplain, Randy Gold, to lead us in invocation.
Our Father and our God is once again, Lord, we come thanking you, God, for all your love and your kindness and your tender mercy, for you have been so good to us. Thank you, God, for everything that you have bestowed upon us this day. God, we ask that you bless us in this county meeting. Help us, God, to make right decisions, God, and help us, God, to do what's right in your sight, Lord. Not just us, but help the entire county. Bless each and every person in this county, Lord. God, we trust and pray, God, that you have done in the past. You're going to continue to do it in the future. In your name, Father, we have these and all of the prayers. Amen.
Okay, down to number 3 now, approval of minutes of 1/28/15.
Correction, Mr. Chairman, you approve of the agenda?
Approval of agenda. I did the same thing last time. I skipped the agenda last time. Thank you.
It's all right. That's
we have a motion to approve the agenda.
I make that motion, Mr. Chair, that we approve the agenda as it stands.
Let's go and make a motion in a second.
Okay.
I'll move to second. All in favor, raise your right hand. Okay, now we're down to number 3, approval of minutes of meeting 1/28/15. I do both of them at one time, and also a call meeting on 2/11/15. Do we have a motion to approve the minutes?
I motion that we approve the minutes.
Okay. Is there a second?
I'll second.
Okay. All in favor, raise your right hand. Okay. Down number 4, public hearing. Has anybody signed to speak to that?
No, sir.
Okay. This public hearing, we have the ordinance authorizing the execution and delivery of a fee agreement between Dillon County, South Carolina, Project Geometric, providing for a payment of a fee in lieu of taxes, the issuance of special source revenue credits, the inclusion of property in Boulder County Industrial Park, and other matters related thereto. Okay, we'll go down to number 5, new business. A, recreation concession stand rental bids. Do we have any?
We have, okay, we have one from John Brave, submit my bid to Dillon Park of Recreational for $2,400. Barbara McCallum, submit my bid to Dillon Park of Recreational for $2,600. And Shalone Wright, submit my bid to Dillon Recreation Park for $3,000.
Have any discussion on that before we vote?
Mr. Chairman, this is where you're selling or something, so the high bid is what you would want.
It's time, Mr. Chairman, if I'm in order, I will make the motion to approve the high bid, $3,000.
Is there a second?
I'll second.
Okay, any discussion? All in favor, raise your right hand. Okay, we're down to 5B, recreation request.
Mr. Chairman, I don't think we got many. Is that who we got, Lisa?
We have 2.
The 2.
They're in your packets. Do you want me to read them? They're in your packets, though.
I think in my pack when Mr. Mootry asked for, he carries his school class to Washington, D.C. every year, and I think it's a very good program. And I'd like to give them 25 out of mine.
25 out of yours?
I give you 25.
I'll follow suit.
Like I ain't done that.
No, you don't. That's right.
I thought I had about $50 in there for the share report the other day. If I got, put 25 if I got it.
You got 25.
I got it.
Steve?
Don't feel bad, but I first came around here.
Came out for a guy.
Okay, we have a motion to approve the recreation.
Okay, we have one more.
You
We
got
have one more for concerned citizens of Newtown, dear Councilman Goins. We are in our annual winter cleanup and would appreciate any funds that you and the council can give us. And Randy was requesting $150 from his budget. Right?
Give 25 out of mine.
I'll give 25 on that piece in.
Anybody?
Give 45 out of mine.
You got it.
Water and balance is. Give the balance.
You're being critical.
Okay.
We have any more recreation?
That's it, that's the only two.
We have a motion to approve the recreation request.
I make the motion, Mr. Chair, at this time that we approve the recreation request.
Second. Any more discussion? If not, all in favor, vote with raise your right hand. Okay, next is 5C. This is authorization by chairman, WIOA Local Workforce Development Designation. This is, maybe Clay wants to explain what this really is. It's,
Yeah, I mean, basically what it does is it gives us an appointment on it, gives us approval to go ahead and help deal with the appointment. And what it does is it doesn't obligate us to anything like that, so it just, they do the workforce development board for the camp, for this area, for the COG area. And so therefore, something we've done in the past, so it's, I don't see anything wrong with this.
This is really, we authorize and the chairman so he can sign the paperwork.
That's right.
And they'll fill out all the paperwork and bring it before us, then we'll approve it, and then if you'll give me that authority, I'll sign it, but not without y'all's approval.
Right.
She's actually already filled it out and sent it to us. It's filled out now.
Okay.
I'll make a motion.
You make a motion?
I'll make a motion, you can do it.
Okay, is there a second?
Second.
Okay. It's a motion and a second that the chairman will be able to sign the paperwork. All in favor, raise your right hand. Okay. We're down to number 5, Dillon County Warming Shelter. We discussed that a little bit before the meeting. Mr. Hayward, if you'd like to get up and tell us what we plan to do.
Okay, Mr. Chairman, Council, Board, questions came up in the county about us opening up a warming shelter during the kind of weather we have, severe cold weather that we have. So what my assistant and I did, we contact Marion County, because Marion County and Mullins, they've been advertising they have warming shelters over and over on the TV. So we contacted them and spoke to their fire department head, and they informed us that they opened up a place, their city fire department in the city of Marion. We do not speak to Mullins, and they provide basic things like the cots and things like that. But they also inform us that they man that place if they have to leave the fire department and go out on a call. And so somebody has to be in there in the event those people are there. They inform us that they do not feed unless the people stay there for a long period of time. And also they inform us that they have a backup source of power. So if the electricity go out while they're there, they have a generator. So I wrote a letter to Clay, informing them that we could open up a women's shelter in Dillon County at one of our fire departments, but it'd have to be with the county's council authorization, with the county's authorization. And we do have some cots, and the Red Cross, they inform us that we could get some blankets from them, but a women's shelter is just a temporary place. It's not a place that people stay there for a long period of time, but in the event this happened, right now in Dillon County, we do not have generators supporting our fire station. We have a grant and the application out there trying to get generators, but it's not complete at this time. But we still can open up the women's shelter if the council approve, and like it is, but in the event the power go out, those people are going to be down there without electricity. So
I feel like, we need to do something right away. I know you've applied some grants to get some generators, and I hope we'll probably get them out, I think. But In the meantime, I hope we can open up one or two shelters on real cold nights. I know it's some homeless people in Dillon. I think we might have about 30 homeless people. And I don't want to see anybody freeze to death.
Right.
In the summertime, I sure don't want to see anybody have a heat stroke either. So anything that the council can do and you can help us, I feel like the council will be for it.
Okay. I mean, one of the things they stipulate, they definitely, once the firemen leave out the fire department, it has to be manned. They have an application, those people fill out who they are.
I think work something out with the fire chief to let one fireman stay back at the department and get paid like being a fire, just to be able to fire department, you know. But I don't think that would be any problem.
Okay, so what we'll try to do, if the council want me to proceed, I'll go over to Marion County, to the city, and get the information.
But maybe work that out with the fire chief, whatever you want to say.
Mr. Hayward, which station would you use?
Right now, I think it would make sense to use Fire Station 1 because of, you know, using the center part where we actually have meetings and have supporting the bank, different activity for us, feeding people and cooking the chicken bars. You know, I mean, that would be the fire station. The generator would be stationed at, if we ever get a generator, Station 1. Now, once we do that, now we're asking for the town of Dillon, Lakeview and Ladder, to say why they don't have a woman shelter, but at least we'll have one open. But see, the city, now Dillon City has a generator at their fire department. So if we can get the city in this thing with us, and they may open one, it's up to us, you know, whether we want to get the city in this thing with us, and will the city do it?
I'd also like for you to discuss with the sheriff, and if there's some people that are somewhere in this county that's real cold and about to freeze and no transportation, if you mind sending the deputy to pick them up and carry them to the warming station. I know when I worked at the sheriff's department, we did stuff like that when other houses were stolen. And I feel like the sheriff would be glad to do it, but I'd like you to talk to him and see if he'll agree to something like that.
Okay. Sounds good. Sounds good. So I'll check with the city. Any other questions?
At what temperature would you get involved?
Anytime we have temperature, it drop below freezing, and for an extended period of time, then you probably need to open up a center like that. Once you get involved in this thing, it's going to cost us some extra money because you're talking about putting an extra man down to the fire station too now, and that it might have to last a couple of days. And when I've been talking to Mr. Leslie, who's a great supporter of our volunteer Red Cross shelter, because he's the person that normally opened it. The last few days, the Red Cross sent 25 plate of Kentucky Fried Chicken dinners to one of the Mullen shelters. So at the freezing temperature for an extended period of time, I would say we open it. You know, I would contact Clay and see whether he think it's okay, and from other weather results I'm getting, and then we would advertise it, send it to the Herald, send it to the newspaper, and do it like that, local TV. Low temperature, freezing temperature.
Any more questions? We thank you for coming up here and giving us that important information.
Okay, we'll see, we'll get it. All right.
We're down number 6, finance report.
Yep. Currently, we have $574,760 more revenue than expenses. Expenditures have remained pretty much the same as they have been, but we've had a little bit better revenue stream with the landfill, and the EMS is doing well.
Any council got any questions that would like to ask the finance director? Thank you for that information. We're down to number 7, committee report. Do we have any committees that would like to make any report today?
Yes, the building. We actually have 2 reports concerning the building. But the first one, and probably the most important maybe, is dealing with the finance that contract that has been requested. We've made several walkthroughs out there. We made the last one we made was Tuesday. Mr. Young and Ms. Miller, we went out and spent about an hour and a half walking through the building to see the condition of the building, and if it warrants giving FBI this draw that they have requested, which is down here in yellow. You see that in front of you. There are still some things that needs to be done out there, but to my opinion, not anything that we can't do if we have to with the amount of money that would be left, if it comes down to that. Now, before we pass the last amount of money that they will be requesting, I'd like for the entire council to make a walkthrough out there so you will see what's going on, and then you can make up your own mind whether you want to dispense that last amount of money. That is what I recommend, guys. We are governing body. It's up to you guys. I say we dispense to them this 192,756.96. That's my recommendation. We called a meeting, and the other two councilmen could not make it Tuesday. They had something that was scheduled. So Mr. Miller, Mr. Young, and I went out and walked through the building.
Chairman Goins, you did a good job. You're chairman of that committee, and we appreciate your input. You were contracted, and you can see things that we can't see. And on your recommendation, I feel like we need to go ahead and pay Florence Builders $192,756 now. And of course, they say we're going to have one more final inspection for the last amount we'll be paid. Do I have a motion? We pay Florence Builders $192,756.96.
Make a motion.
Steve Grice makes a motion. Is there a second?
Second.
Mr. Chairman, before you call for the vote, may I interrupt you a minute? Mr. Young, I don't understand what's going on here. We've already approved for this to be spent.
I can go ahead and pay for it. Council could either make a recommendation or I can approve it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's what I was trying to find out. I don't understand this. Why would it come before us if you have the power?
Well, like I said, I think Mr. Goins just wanted to make sure the council was informed of what's going on.
Can I make my last one? Go ahead, finish that. No, this is good.
We have a motion and a second. All in favor of paying the $192,756.96, raise your right hand. All opposed?
I won't oppose, but I just won't vote because I don't think it's my call as a councilman. I think it's his call as a
Okay. It passed. We're going to pay Florence Builders $192,756.96.
Thank you.
Okay, Mr. Chairman, I have another matter concerning the building committee. Now, and I'm just trying to head off some problems before it's down the road. I see it. I felt it last month, and it's something that happened to building committee, which I am chairman. Now, I've been out to the Judicial Center probably 5 times lately, since January. And each time I go out, I walk through this women, spend an hour and a half most of the time. Now, Mr. Chairman, you appointed me as chairman of that committee. That means that, to me, that I felt like you felt like I had enough insight to do the job. I certainly appreciate that. I'm doing the best that I know how. Been around buildings and houses since '65. I guess I'll tell you my age out now. But '84, I became a residential contractor. So I know a little something about building. I know a little something about finishing a building. I don't know it all. Be the first to tell you, I'm not the smartest person in this room. I don't claim to be. But I can tell you something. And I failed it last month. Punch list. Anybody know what a punch list is? When you're trying to finish up something, you have a punch list. That's a list of items that someone, owners mostly, think that needs to be corrected before the building is completely finished. Now, we have had Miss Winter, and I told you last month, I thought she was doing a great job. I stand behind that this month again. I want to reinforce that. I think Ms. Winter has done a great job for the county. Most of the time when I go out with her, there are very few things that I notice that she don't already have on her punch list. Now, we have an architect whose job it is to also do a punch list. And I realize that that's very important. Those are the two punch lists. As being the chairman of the building committee, that I recognize. Now somebody has made an attempt to make an end run around the committee. It's the first time this ever happened since I've been a councilman. Now I've been here 2 years. I've been here a long time, right? Councilman Scott. Councilman Moody. But I know, being around business a long time, I know that's not the way to handle business. When you have a committee, their job is to report back to the council. And then at that time, the council should decide on whether they're going to receive what the committee has to say about the various things, or reject it, or give their input. But that's the only way it's going to work, because when you got people going out there not respecting the council, not the council, but the committee, and doing their own thing, yeah, I don't understand how this happened anyway, because it's my understanding that a councilman shouldn't have anything to say to a worker or an employee as far as getting them to do any kind of work. You can conversate with them, but as far as applying pressure to get them to do anything, it shouldn't happen. Is that right, Mr. Bowles?
Oh, yes, Mr. Councilmember, it is.
Now, I don't. Now, Mr. Young, he could have ordered this punch list, this new punch list, which I haven't seen, didn't want to see it, don't want to see it. Because as far as I'm concerned, it's trash. And I've asked Miss Winter, if she's back there, bring me that punch list and that trash can, please. Now, this thing bothered me. I'm telling you, it bothered me to the core, because I know where we're headed. If we don't do something to stop this thing right now, I know we're going back to the 50s and the 60s and the 70s of Dillon County politics, where a councilman can say, bring me a load of dirt. I know if I had it done to me in '88 when I was running against a councilman. And the dirt was brought. It had to be done because that councilman had a lot of power. But the state stepped in and changed all that, and it shouldn't be, because Can you imagine the chaos and the confusion that we'll have if each councilman went to the workers and say, well, I want this done, I want that done, and they have to do it, and then another councilman come right behind him and say, no, don't do that, you do this. That man be confused. He won't know what to do. So we cannot go back to that. We cannot go back to that, folks. Mr. Where's that trash can at, Miss Miller? No. I told her I didn't want to see it. I didn't want to see it. This is what I call that punch list. But this is what it means to me. Trash. Now, the only person that can pull it out will be you or some of the other members of this board. Now, you can pull it out. But if you pull it out, let me tell you this. You can forget about me as trying to be any kind of chairman on any board because it won't do any good. If you could have other councilmen going on ranking in-runs around that committee to do their own thing, the time to do it is when they bring it here, where we at right now. That's the time to do it. Not just me, but all the other committees will fall suit to the same problem. We have chaos on this board if we don't do nothing. So Mr. Chairman, you can take it out and you can use it, but I don't want to use it. That's up to you. I don't want to use it. And I said that trying to head on some things because I'm going to tell you, I said it last week. We have, man, I got people coming up to me all the time showing me things on their Facebook. I don't do Facebook, y'all. Don't know how. I just told you earlier that I'm not the smartest person in this room. But one thing that I have, and I thank God for giving me that, is common sense. Common sense tell you that you can't run a county with every councilman going here and there trying to do their own thing. It won't work. It won't work. But you may know something I don't know. But that will not work as far as I see it. Now, I said earlier that citizens coming up to me showing me stuff on Facebook. And I'm saying the county business all on Facebook. We as councilmen have to learn how to keep some things off of Facebook, especially when they're not true. They're not true. I'm being honest. I'm being honest with myself. If it's true and you want to put it out there, that's good. But when it's not true, don't put it on Facebook. It causes a problem for all the other councilmen. Can't do it. Can't do it. So, Mr. Chairman, that's my report on that punch list that Mr. Jones did. I don't know how Mr. Jones got there in the beginning. I don't believe. I've been knowing Mr. Jones for a long time. Me and him, we're good friends before I became a councilman. Now, I don't think Mr. Jones that did that by himself. Don't know. Mr. Young, you might have ordered it, but I don't believe you would have done that unless that would have been some pressure applied to you. Because you got had Miss Miller working for you already doing punch list. Why would you go get someone else to do that?
I wouldn't need to.
Wouldn't need to. That's right. Wouldn't need to. So unless we this thing, what I'm saying, Mr. Chairman, is we have got to come together as a group and iron this stuff out and say, well, this is how we're going to run the county.
Mr. Goins, can I interrupt for a minute?
No, let me finish. Then you can have it.
Okay.
But if we don't do that, y'all, we're all elected officials, and I can't really tell you what to do. You can't tell me what to do. You do what you want to do. But I know one thing. This thing was done wrong. I know that. Now, you know, if you believe it, then that's you. You convince me that that was right. I want somebody to convince me that that was right. You asked for.
That was Mr. Young's recommendation to get Larry Jones to go down there.
Randy, thank you for your committee report and your comments. I feel like when I came in as chairman of the county council, I said we're gonna work together and we're gonna pull together, and I think that's what the majority of us want to do, and we're gonna do what's right. And I thank you again for what you said, and I agree with you 100% on it. Anybody else have anything in comment? If not, we're gonna go down to number 8, ordinance reading. Do I have a motion that we can do this by title only?
Mr. Chairman, the first A is the third reading.
Okay.
That's one we had the public hearing on, and that is the fee in lieu of tax agreement involving the new project, I believe, which is in the town of Geometric, which is in the town of Ladd, I believe. And this is the third reading, which is a 6% assessment for 30 years and a 10-year 15% special source revenue credit, I believe. Mr. Neal, is that correct?
That's correct.
And I believe the town of Ladd last night passed a resolution authorizing this, is that correct?
Yes, they passed it last
So
night.
this is the final action to create the fee in lieu of tax.
Okay. Do I have a motion that we have the third reading on this ordinance authorizing the execution and delivery of a fee agreement between Dillon County, South Carolina, Project Geometric, providing for payment of fee in lieu of taxes, the issuance of special source revenue credit, the inclusion of property in the Bowie County Industrial Park and other matters related thereto.
For that forward motion.
Okay, Councilman Calvert makes a motion to approve the third reading. Is there a second?
Second.
Randy Goins, second. All in favor? Raise your right hand.
Mr. Chairman, the next matter on the agenda is second reading on the Moultrie County Industrial Park, and I believe that involves the same matter, doesn't it?
Yes.
Putting the property in Moultrie County Industrial Park. Geometric. And Geometric is, what is the name of the industry?
Expert machine.
Expert Machine. So the actual, for the record, the ordinance will have Expert Machine in it.
Yes.
Is that not correct? That's the
Yes,
company?
that's correct.
Okay, we have a motion to approve the second reading to develop a joint owned and operated industrial park in conjunction with Marion County. Such industrial business park to be geographically located in Dillon County and established pursuant to section 4-1-170 of the Code of Law of South Carolina, 1976, as amended to provide for written agreement with Marion County to provide for the expense of the park, percentage of revenue application and distribution fees in lieu of ad valorem taxes and other matters related thereto. I have a motion, we have a second reading.
Make that motion, Mr. Chair.
Councilman Scott makes a motion, is there a second?
Second.
And doing a second, all in favor? Raise your right hand. Second reading order establishing the Dillon County Board of Assessments and Appeals.
Mr. Chairman, I bring to the council's attention that these three are actually related because if the council recalls, it came to the council's attention that the members of, or the vast majority of members of these three boards, commissions had expired. There's legally there, but they're holdovers. And so, these three ordinances, one is second reading, the other two are first reading, and I would suggest that they all get in sync now. In other words, if you have first reading on this now, have second reading next meeting, and then third reading on all three of them at the same time, so that the appointments can be made. And you gentlemen see, and you don't need to deal with it tonight, but you see attached to it, you can see which ones expire, which is the vast majority. And let me tell you what this ordinance does. All three of them do the same thing. All three of them read identical. Number one, appointment. You create a new board, and the reason we're doing that is to try to get the appointments in sync. And this new one is not like the old ones. It provides that the boards are going to have 7 members, and each one of you gentlemen from each of your districts will appoint a member or nominate a member, the council has to appoint it, the whole council has to vote. But each member will nominate a person. That person has to be a resident of Dillon County, but not necessarily a resident of your district. And they have to remain a resident of Dillon County, but not a resident of your district during their term. They serve during your term, the term of the member that nominates them. So that when that member starts a new term, even if it's the same member, they would have to nominate the person again. This has the advantage for the staff of being easy to keep track of, because they'll know every time a new term of the council member starts, they'll need to make a reappointed person. And so, if the council deems it appropriate, I would suggest that you have second reading of this one and then second reading the other two, which I said are same way about members. And then when you have third reading, which I guess would be what, in April? Yes, because you can have second reading, you have second reading in March, so third reading in April. Then at that meeting, the council will be prepared to make the appointments to all three boards on that agenda, or you could wait later if you wanted to.
Then you have in there too, that we should maybe incorporate, if somebody missed 3 meetings.
Well, Mr. Chairman, you're right, I wrote a memo, and I have that in one of them, and I suggested that the council might want to put in all 3 of them.
Right.
It says if you miss 3 consecutive meetings, you're deemed to have resigned.
Right.
Of course, if you don't live in Dillon County, you wouldn't be a member either. You moved. But I'll put that in the other 2 that the council won't be to for the next meeting. But otherwise, they're getting all 3 of them uniform. Terms, uniform about officers, they just get uniform.
And we need now a motion for the,
I think you need a motion for second reading for C, and then independently first reading for D, and then E. And then what we'll do is, we'll put, Madam Clerk, the next agenda will have second reading of D and E, and then we'll have third reading of all 3 of these in April. And then on April, we'll have for appointments for all 3 of these. So each council member will have it written down for the appointment, so each council member then will know in April will be prepared to nominate somebody for their position for all 3 boards. That's it, council.
can we handle this with just one motion?
No, I think you need to do them all independently, Mr. Chairman. I think you could just say though, you notice the motion, second reading, ordinance establishing board of assessment, first reading, creation, plan. You just need to read them out and do them one at a time.
Okay. We have a motion for the second reading of ordinance to establish Dillon County Board of Appeals, and then I go down and do all of the first reading.
No, just
Do it independently.
independent.
So you ask for second reading of number C, you need to vote on that and do the next one.
I make a motion that we do second reading on number C.
Is there a second?
I'll second.
Okay, all in favor? Raise your hand. Okay, then we have to go to the first reading of now, for the creation and organization of Dillon County Planning Commission. We have a motion.
I make that motion, Mr. Chair.
Okay, Mr. Scott makes a motion in second.
I second.
Mr. Carroll second. All in favor? Raise your hand. Okay, first reading of amendment to the ordinance establishing a board of zoning appeals for Dillon County. We have a motion.
I make a motion.
Mr. Scott made a motion.
Make a motion.
Okay, we have a second. All in favor, raise your hand. First reading of an ordinance by Dillon County amending and enacting Dillon County building permit fee.
Yeah, Mr. Chairman, Mr. Jones and I, Building Code Department Mayor Jones, and I came up with a schedule initially backed. I was here when we initially passed the schedule, and we didn't. We initially looked at companies that had come in and didn't invest more than probably say $5 million. But this ordinance here will address companies that come in like Wyman Gordon and other companies that come in the future, which will basically give us more uniform set of doing that. Right now, our current, it is that when you reach the maximum is $5. So what this does, this ordinance here is going to say $25 for the first 1,000 plus $5 for each additional 1,000, and then it goes to $260 up to $4, $3, $2 would be the last one, which would be $1,600 for first 500,000 plus $2 for each additional 1,000 or fraction thereof. And basically that will bring us back into line. If you have a big corporation like Lyman Board or something like that, so it basically goes back in line. But we normally have it in the budget, but I'm asking you to go ahead and pass this separately so we can deal with Lyman Board and some of these other projects we got on the table.
Do we have a motion to approve the building permit fees? Y'all seen?
I'll make a motion to approve the building permit fees.
Second.
Okay. You made a motion?
He made, Councilman Earl moved to make the motion, I second.
Harold made a motion, you second also?
Yes, sir.
Okay, all in favor? Right. Okay, now we're down to resolutions and proclamation. This month is American Red Cross Month. And I'd like to recognize Mr. James Lester. He represents the American Red Cross here in Dillon. And he's doing a wonderful job. And I'd like to have a motion that we approve this resolution. And if you read the resolution.
A proclamation, American Red Cross Month is a special time to recognize and thank our everyday heroes, those who reach out to help people in need. American Red Cross heroes help disaster victims recover. They give blood to help hospital patients. They brighten the day of an injured service member. They step forward to help someone having a heart attack. We'd like to remember our heroes here in Dillon County who help people in need. They work tirelessly to assist their neighbors when they need a helping hand. Across the country and around the world, the American Red Cross responded to disasters. When an injured service member ended up in the hospital far away from home, the American Red Cross offered comfort. When a hospital patient needed blood, the American Red Cross blood donors helped them. When a lifeguard jumped in to save a drowning child, or someone stepped up to help a heart attack victim, the Red Cross was there. We dedicate the month of March to all those who support the American Red Cross mission to prevent and alleviate human suffering in the face of emergencies. Our community depends on the American Red Cross, which relies on donations of time, money, and blood to fulfill its humanitarian mission. Now, therefore, I, Tracy F. Finkley, County Chairman, by virtue of the authority vested in me by the Constitution and laws of Dillon County in South Carolina, do hereby proclaim March 2015 as American Red Cross Month. I encourage all Americans to support this organization and its noble humanitarian mission. In witness thereof, I set my seal the 24th day of February 2015, Dillon County, South Carolina.
We have a motion to approve this proclamation. Councilman Carroll makes a motion to approve it in a second.
I'll second.
Councilman Grimes seconds, all in favor, raise your right hand. Motion to take a piece of the council and we signed the proclamation. Y'all want to do it now after the meeting? Do it right now, whatever y'all want. Watch it.
We'll do it after the meeting, though, we're just about through.
Okay. We'll do it after the meeting. Okay, we get down to 9B. Approving law enforcement assistance support agreement between Dillon County Sheriff's Office and Florence Sheriff's Office.
Mr. Chairman, the sheriff has signed an agreement with Florence County. The law requires that the county council ratify these agreements. It's in the agenda package. The resolution, if passed by council, just authorizes you to sign this consent to the agreement. The agreement standard provides that the jurisdiction pays, they're responsible for. It's just an assist mechanism they use to help each other out. I think you and Mr. Scott are familiar with it. Yeah, it has a title, it's got Darlington. What do you have to check?
It's both of them.
Both of them? Oh, you got one for Darlington and for Florence.
and
You do it independently. Well, you can do it jointly. You can have a motion to authorize the Florence County agreement and the Darlington County agreement.
Right. And we they had that one, me and Arthur from the sheriff's office. What really that is, we got somebody from Florence County over here helping us. They got the same authority we got in Dillon County, and when we go to Florence to help them, we got that authority. And they do it, they have these agreements every year, and I think it's something very good. Do we have a motion to approve the law enforcement assistance support agreement between Dillon County and Florence County?
And Dillon County and Darlington
Yeah,
County.
yeah.
I make the motion, Mr. Chair, that we,
Darlington County too? Also?
Yes.
Okay.
make this
We have a motion.
I make the motion, Mr. Chair, between Dillon County, Florence County, Dillon County, and Darlington County.
Okay, Scott made some motion, is there a second?
I second.
Scott with the second, all in favor, raise your right hand. Okay, we're down to, appointments. Dillon County Public-Private Economic Development Partnership Board, District 1. Is it District 1,
Not ready.
have recommendation? You gonna table that this time?
Yes.
It wants to table that this time, all in favor, is there a second? You have to have a second to table the motion.
I believe that Mr. Going, just from the department, asked it to be postponed. You can postpone, Mr. Chairman, you can just say, ask it to put it on the agenda next time.
Okay, okay, we'll just postpone it, everybody agrees with that. Okay, now, the next, is, appointment to the PD Regional Council of Governments. Andrew Graves was on there, he's on the council, and, we need, I'm a member of that board, and, you can have two councilmen on the board. I was one member, and Andrew Graves was the other councilman, and Harold Moody is on the board, but he represents education. And so we have an opening right now for another council member. Do we have a motion?
Make a motion to put Archie Scott on that board.
Okay, Councilman Calvin makes a motion to put Arthur Scott on the PD Regional Council Government Board. Is there a second?
Second.
There's a second. Any more discussion? All in favor, raise your right hand. And Arthur, I'm glad to have you. Okay, executive session, number 11, legal and contractual matters. Do we have a motion to go into executive session?
Don't move.
Archie made a motion to go into executive session, the second.
I second.
Councilman Carroll, second. All in favor, raise your right